Elizabeth and Mary, they're so unique and in a number of ways. Oh, I'm sorry.
You get so lost in it. It's easy to do.
You know what? I didn't even know I was on TV.
It's easy to do.
All right. Will the left listen to Bill Maher and admit they've gone too far? We're about 6 months out from the midterms, and many House Dems are toast. And they know it. One Dem strategist tells The Hill, the website, not the generic mound of earth. That would make no sense. I think this is going to be a biblical disaster. This is the reality we are in as Democrats, and no one wants to face it, end quote. The strategist was then fired for mentioning the Bible. Boy, a lot of Bible today, huh? So, what got them here? Well, there's inflation, immigration, war, COVID mandates, and crime. Not to mention the old ghoul floating around the White House like a plastic bag in a parking lot. That's the best description. So you can't blame voters. It's all on the Dems and their absurd policies. For example, Smiley Martin, the alleged Sacramento shooter, he was given a $7,500 settlement from the city just weeks before the shooting. That's more money than I make in a day. Yes. So no wonder the SOB was smiling. Apparently he filed a lawsuit in 2018 involving a jail guard, but because the courts were backed up, they just paid him off. California pisses away more money than I do after drinking gold-infused vodka. So yeah, we're now giving payouts to mass shooting suspects. No wonder even longtime lefties like Bill Maher are calling out Dems these days. Here he is telling Joe Rogan how things have changed.
I feel I'm the same guy, but 5 years ago, we hadn't spent $6 trillion to stay home. I mean, I understand we had to do something with the pandemic. I'm not sure that was, I remember when $1 trillion was too much to spend on anything. We didn't spend $1 trillion to bail out the economy in 2008. 5 years ago, no one was talking about abolishing the police. There was no talk about, pregnant men. I mean, there was just looting was still illegal. Have I changed? No, because if someone had said 20 years ago, I'm not sure looting is a bad thing, I would have opposed it then. See, so I haven't changed.
Maybe you haven't, but you sure are sounding more and more like someone I know. Yeah, godlike. Kat.
Yep.
that was a male response. Yep. So you know what's happening now to Bill Maher? He's being cited as a conservative.
Yeah.
Is that hilarious?
I've kind of had that happen to me where people think, because I'm libertarian, always have been, people are like, you've become more conservative. But it's not that. I used to be to the left of most Democrats on criminal justice reform because of my views on the drug war. Mm-hmm. But now that I think that you should go to jail for assault with a deadly weapon,
yes, that makes you conservative.
That makes me apparently conservative.
Yes, you're now in the John Birch Society.
Yeah, I haven't become more conservative. I've just declined the invitation to becoming completely insane, which is what so much of this stuff is. But I don't know if it's going to get any better, because I feel like when you're in such a crazy situation and you're saying all these crazy things, you get used to it.
Yeah.
And they probably don't even realize just how crazy they sound if they're in these bubbles where everyone's saying that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's funny. If you're in a bubble for a long time, you kind of just become the bubble. Tyrus, it seems like the Dems are more worried about losing power than the actual consequences that led to that. They're not worried. They're going like, oh, my God, we got to solve crime. We've got to solve this and that. Instead, it's like, oh, we're going to lose power.
Yeah, well, it's not even that. I think this is actually a good thing, what we're seeing. I know that sounds crazy given when you step outside your neighborhood and see what's going on. We're seeing the end of tribalism. Mm-hmm. Thank you to the Democrats. The progressives pushed so hard, they just thought that their troop would go with them.
Yeah.
And at some point, being a human being and being safe and is more important than wearing the blue donkey on your shirt.
Right.
Because they've gone so far that their left center is now considered conservative.
Right.
So what does it mean to actually be conservative? It means you want small government. You don't want them on your back. You don't want them in your pocket. You want to take care of your family and improve your life.
Right.
That in itself is probably, if you asked every American who wasn't trying to push their side of the fence, they would agree with you. That is more important to them now than belonging to the troop, because the troop is bat crazy and they're not going for the ride anymore. Yeah. That's why Bill Maher is suddenly going, why is, and he He hates the Republicans. He has
Yeah.
beef. He doesn't.
Yeah.
He thinks that we don't like the environment. He has all those little issues. But when it comes down to basic human being rights and being a human being and taking care of yourself, he kind of agrees with us there.
Yeah, it's right. You know, Whitaker,
Sir.
this guy in Sacramento, how can human beings agree to something like that? Like just pay off a guy and then he goes and he kills a bunch of people.
Right. There's been 4 people arrested in that mass shooting event.
Yeah.
All 4 of them were either Bloods or Crips. One of them had a device to make his pistol automatic, and they essentially, it was a shootout at the OK Corral.
Right.
You know, this wasn't somebody walking into a Walmart, and you know, not to make light of mass shooting events because they're very serious, but this was gang violence in the middle of Sacramento. And this guy got out 4 years of a 10-year prison sentence for domestic violence. All 4 of the people that are arrested all had felony domestic violence. And this is, I'm going to bring you my punchline here. California has the most restrictive gun laws on the books, and all 4 of these guys were felons and should not have had guns.
Right.
And so, to me, it is not a matter of enforcing the laws. It is that we are allowing violent criminals to underserve their sentences and then putting them out on the street, hoping that it turns out different. And then, oh, by the way, we did give him $7,000 settlement for something that happened in jail the last time he was there. It's bizarre. It makes no sense. And this is why a lot of Americans just shake their heads at California, because this is the type of policy that Democrats want to spread all the way across the
That's
nation.
the scary part, is that it's not shrinking, it's growing. You know, Shannon, do you think that you're going to be on Bill Maher's book to discuss the women of the Bible?
The very first time I ever was on TV was on his show.
Oh, politically incorrect?
Politically incorrect.
Okay, that's a good point. That was like 25 years ago?
No, yeah, exactly.
25 years. So he can't actually say that he's not partly responsible for this, because he had all that time to say, hey, guys. Maybe he did, and I don't remember it.
Well, but the thing is, I think Tyrus makes such a great point about people getting out of their tribes over this stuff. All my mom friends were furious about all the school stuff over the last couple of years. They also feel scared. They don't feel safe. They worry about traveling or having, their kids out on the road. When you look at things like Real Clear Politics average of how do you think the country is it moving in the right direction? It is upside down by 37%. The Democrats have the White House, the House, and the Senate. So that is not a good number for them going into the fall. If people feel like the country is basically going to hell in a handbasket.
What?
Yes.
Did you say?
Hell is in the Bible.
That's 2.
Hell is in the Bible.
My ears.
So,
Greg, real quick.
Yes.
I mean, if there was one guy, can we put that? Do we have time to put that picture back up?
Of who?
He literally has a blueprint on his face that he's a murderer. He's killed at least 3 times, and he received an award for it. He has the diamond tier, which means he's a master at his craft. That didn't tip you off that that's not the guy you cut a check? What do you think he did with his 70? He loaded up. Like that's just amazing to me.
God, I got to get one of those tattoos. Maybe I'll finally get the chicks.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.